absent from the quarters.
Come on. No, it's not good enough. Here we go. Okay, so I gotta get a haircut, it looks like. No, so it was just November. As you know, it was the big Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion sale, biannual, right? Biannual is when it's twice a year, right? And so I don't get as much stuff as I used to. I used to spend about $300 because I would blind buy. I don't blind buy anymore. I don't buy things until I've seen them, just because I was buying more than I was actually watching. There are still about 11 movies that I own that I haven't watched yet since I bought them. But I've been collecting since 2014, so I'm actually getting pretty close to everything that I want from the collection, with a few exceptions. And again, that's before I've watched ones that I want to see if I want or not. So out of the ones I've seen, I pretty much have them all. And so these are ones I have seen. So like I said, no blind buys. Now, for the first one, I got the 4K upgrade of Godzilla. Yes, I already had the Blu-ray, and I have the Showa era collection, but I don't have it in 4K. I would love to see the G-Man in 4K, and I am just so glad I was not going to get this if they didn't keep the pop-up. Oh, it's two-sided. I didn't know that, because look, it's two-sided. I did not know that. Cool. I was not going to get it if it didn't have that. How do you put this back? And like, also, I'm surprised they even did the digipack with it, because when they upgraded Night of the Living Dead to 4K, they didn't do the digipack. So I never got the 4K Night of the Living Dead because I like the digipacks, even though I end up busting them when I move. They just look better. And then, of course, this next one, I don't know why it's on 4K. It shouldn't even be on Blu-ray. It should stay on VHS, if anything. It's Harmony Korine's Gummo. I watched it twice in high school and never since. I still haven't watched it on the 4K yet. I do remember this one dude from college, Pete Sabota. What's up? I haven't talked or seen him since college, but this was like his favorite film ever, and that's all he ever talked about. But this is amazing. I don't enjoy it as much as Julian Donkey Boy, which I hope Criterion releases at some point, but this is still amazing. It's just about this tornado-ridden town and all the shenanigans that take place in that poor area. It's a pretty poetically depressing and strange movie, unlike really anything else. I think Herzog called the scene when the kid is in the bathtub, in the greasy bathtub, and there's just, like right here on the bathroom wall next to the tub, a piece of bacon duct taped to the wall. Herzog called that genius, and I just think it's also genius, but I love that Herzog thinks it's genius as well. Okay, and then the third film I got is also 4K. They are all 4K, by the way. I have not watched this since college. I loved it, but it's never streamed anywhere else. It's Happiness. I've only seen this once, and I'm really looking forward to watching it again. It's just a bunch of messed up people looking for love. There's a loner guy, there's a pedophile, and yeah. It's also crazy to me that Criterion released it. Apparently there's a sequel, Life During Wartime. They released it well before they released this, which is strange. I haven't seen Life During Wartime yet, because it doesn't have the same cast. I don't know if I'm going to like it as much. But it's like the same characters, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You will. Actually, nobody's watching, so nobody will correct me. And then the last thing I got this sale is Lone Star. I just watched this for the first time about a month ago. Blew me away. This has to be one of the most thematically complex, rich movies maybe of all time. It's just a lot to unpack. And looks great, it's acted great, shot great. It's just really about borders, all sorts of borders, literal borders, like the Mexican-American border. There's racial borders, there's familial borders, emotional borders. It's just a movie about borders. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't want to spoil anything. So I was also going to get Blowout, and I just checked today to see if Barnes & Noble had it, and they didn't, so I didn't get it, so that's all I got. Blowout, I was surprised was as good as it is because it's Brian De Palma, a filmmaker I want to say loathe. He's just probably the biggest hack of all time. And Blowout is no exception, but it's just way too good to get mad about. And it's the only Brian De Palma movie I can say that about. Although I love Snake Eyes. I like the Brian De Palma movies where he's, at least when I don't see exactly what he's ripping off too blatantly. But that's a whole video for another time, maybe. I know you guys are probably getting pissed. Again, if I had any subscribers, I there would probably be comments about it, but there's not any subscribers, so I'm just a guy that's talking not aimlessly into the void for no one's benefit, not even his own. Bye.
Why are there so many movies?